Good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Las Cruces. We welcome those of you in the sanctuary and those of you who are joining us this morning online. It's a joy to be together in worship. I'm Charlie Scholz. I'm an older white guy who is above average in height but below average in weight, with a receding white hair. You may notice, I notice that every morning. And today I'm wearing a tweed jacket. I decided it was cool enough to start wearing a jacket. I'm wearing a pink shirt but no tie. That's only for funerals, I think. And I'm wearing, I think these are Ralph Lauren pants. Ralph loaned them to me, which was nice of him. He's a gentle fellow. Okay, a warm welcome to all our guests. Whether this is your first visit or your 100th, you are part of this beloved community. Wherever you are, whoever you are, wherever you're from or whatever your life circumstance, gender identity, sexual orientation, disability, documentation status, or spiritual path, you're welcome here. You belong here. And your story matters to us. Your presence is a gift. If you're new and still finding your way, we'd love to connect with you. And Mike, if there are online visitors, they should welcome you in the chat. Okay? So if you're here in person, feel free to raise your hand so we can bring the mic to you. We'd love to know your name and where you are from. Are there any visitors today? Okay, I see one. And my mic is on. Yes? We're getting there. We're on. Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Romy Valdez. I'm visiting my son and daughter-in-law and my new grandson. I'm from New Hampshire. So.
Oh, welcome. Someone else. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, I'm Jessica Gallegos. I'm here visiting my grandmother and my aunt, and I'm from the Eastern Shore of Virginia.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome. Someone else. No? Okay. Yes? Hold on just a moment. I got to bring you the mic. Yes, but the people online can't hear you. Yes, okay.
Hello. My friends, Monica and Tony, are here today visiting, and they're in search for truth. And I'm just so very happy that they came today. So, thank you both for coming.
Thank you. Anyone else? All righty. Mike, did we have anybody in the chat? No. Okay. Thank you very much. We're very pleased you have joined us today, and please fill out a visitor's card, either from the lobby or from the back of the seat in front of you, and give it to a greeter. And we invite you to our other services and activities of the church if we have your email address. Okay, if you choose not to introduce yourself but are curious about our congregation, just fill out one of those cards and look for, let's see, it's UUCLC.org, and you can find out more information. And if you're interested in being a member, be sure and talk to Rev Ali. All right, now is the moment. You have, well, as we say, as we enter into this time of worship, lean into the joy, the music, and movement of this multi-generational space. Now, in the spirit of love and connection, let's take a moment to turn to your neighbor and say hello. You have 45 seconds.
Good morning. Thank you for your attention. Good morning. I am Shirley Davis. I'm a woman in her 80s, relatively tall, with silver hair,
Stay close to the microphone.
and wearing glasses, green shirt and white slacks. My pronouns are she and her. Our invocation this morning was written by an anonymous author. They said, "May we be reminded here of our highest aspirations and inspired to bring our gifts of love and service to the altar of humanity. May we know once again that we are not isolated beings. We are connected in mystery and miracle to the universe, to this community, and to each other."
Buenos días, Iglesia. Bienvenidos a todos. I'm Cathy Cox, and I'm filling in for Eric Ramirez, who is our music director. He is right now on a well-deserved, well-earned vacation today. So, for our gathering hymn, would you please join in, please rise as you are able and join in singing "For All That Is Our Life." That's number 128.
Good morning. My name is Andrea Dominguez. I am a above average height Mexican American woman of brown hair, medium length, and I am wearing a wine-colored sweater and some black denim pants. And I'm here to read the chalice lighting words. It is a custom in Unitarian Universalist churches to light a flaming chalice to begin the worship portion of the service. As Charlie lights our chalice this morning, we have these words from Dag Hammarskjöld. Each morning, we must hold out the chalice of our being to receive, to carry, and to give back.
Would you please rise as we say our covenant and then sing the doxology in English and Spanish. Rise as you're able. The words are on the screen. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is our sacrament, and service is our prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve others in community, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the creation. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Can you hear me? Good morning, church.
Good morning, Kellie.
I am Kellie Ingram, your Director of Religious Education. I am a 5'3" mixed race brown woman with curly black and silver hair worn down. My pronouns are she, her. Today I'm wearing white and black, okay?
No.
So, thank you.
I have a.
Okay.
Good morning. I am Reverend Ali Casey Bell. My pronouns are he or he, him, or if you can't remember that, you can just call me Reverend, my title, and Bell, my last name. I would tell you that I'm 5'3", like I tell everyone else, but since you can visually see that Kellie is taller than me, I'm 5'2". And I'm a dark-skinned black man. And with, I have like these coils in my hair today. My wife did my hair today, and I look very handsome. It's black and gray. I have on a black robe. I have on a blue dinosaur tie and sparkly blue shoes and a stole that has Black Panther and lots of other things on it, like a little river of purple running through. I'm so happy to be here with you today.
This morning, Reverend Ali and myself would like to welcome all of you to witness and take part in our child dedication. This UU ritual invites parents and our beloved community to celebrate the promise that we make to our children and youth, a promise to nurture their growth in love, truth, and justice, and to affirm their inherent worth.
The ceremony in which we now join is both ancient and timeless. In all parts of the earth, from the earliest days of which history bears record, parents have brought their children to a place of worship, sharing their own thanksgiving and dedication with their families and friends.
Here we gather to welcome these children into our congregation and into our community. We gather with their families and friends, those who love them most, to celebrate them, to acknowledge their holiness, and to offer blessings to them. We affirm our common commitment to them and recognize their place in the life of this community. We pledge to these children and their parents our guidance and support in their spiritual, moral, and intellectual growth toward those highest ideals and deepest convictions to which we ourselves strive.
In doing so, we recognize the mystery of life as it unfolds before us. We celebrate this mystery in word, blessing, and promise. Our gift is that of love, freely given, with reverence and thanksgiving. We dedicate ourselves to the task of parenting and nurturing. Thus do we promise to love unconditionally and to strengthen the bonds of community.
Parents, would you please join us?
And Scout.
And Scout? Oh, and Scout?
Do you want to line them up?
Yes. Will you? Yes. Yeah, that will work. And then we will have the Johnson family will be here.
You need Owen with Scout, right? Does Owen go with Scout, right?
With Owen?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Scout, go back a little bit. Yeah. How about you just wait for a second? Yeah. Yes. And then the Dominguez family.
And you all are just going to wrap around here and just take up all the space. All the way over.
Yeah.
All the way.
Oh,
over.
actually, the Wolf
All the way.
family, yes.
Right there.
After
Perfect.
the Dominguez family, yes. Yes.
And if we need more space,
And then
if you
those
go
Ingram
closer towards the door.
Tanners and
Yep.
the Thomases.
Not yet. Almost, though. Almost. All righty. And I'm going to
Right,
cut
are
my
we
way
all
through
up here?
It's okay. Almost time. Almost time. I promise.
All right.
All right.
Right. Now we invite each family to share their children's names aloud. As the microphone is passed, please speak clearly so that we may all hear and hold these names in love. Congregation, after each family speaks their child's name, we will pause together and the congregation will repeat the child's name aloud.
Hello, I'm going to start with our oldest. This is Raylan Rain Barunda.
Raylan Rain Brun.
Then we have Zaya Zen Pritchard.
Zaya Zen Pritchard.
Then we have Willow Wise Pritchard.
Willow Wise Pritchard.
And then we have Kai Lynn Barunda Pritchard.
Kylan Barunda Pritchard.
And our oldest is Aletta Ruth Haney Canham.
Aletta Ruth Haney Canham.
And this one is Amelia Jade Haney Canham.
Amelia Jade Haney Canham.
Our oldest is Sterling Caledon Johnson.
Sterling Allen Johnson.
Our middle is Miles Lawrence Johnson.
Miles Lawrence Johnson.
And our youngest is Evelyn Amanda Johnson.
Evelyn Amanda Johnson.
So Teddy's full name is Theodore Joaquin Savini, but better known as Teddy.
Teddy. Joaquin. Let's do Teddy's name again. Theodore
Joaquin Savini.
Savini.
My oldest is Rosalia Elizabeth Wolf Gurley.
Rosalie.
And my youngest is Autumn Sunflower Wolf Gurley.
Autumn Sunflower Wolf Gurley.
That's me. This is Owen Nicholas Ingram Tanner.
Owen Nicholas Ingram Tanner. Right here.
Our oldest is Walden Christopher Thomas.
Walden Christopher Thomas.
And Melva Rose Thomas.
Melva Rose Thomas.
Let us all hold these beloved names in our hearts.
Parents, in bringing these children before us this morning, do you dedicate yourselves anew and pledge to the best of your abilities to guide your children in the ways of truth, service, and love? If so, please say, I do.
The parents have invited friends and family to join us today, so I invite those to come forward and stand with them.
Let's go.
Come on up, come on up.
I'm going to change places with you.
Oh, this is beautiful. Are we all here?
We're all here.
To the friends and families, do you promise to support these children, to play with them, talk with them, laugh with them, and yes, make a little good trouble? If so, please say, we will. Thank you. You may remain standing with them.
To the congregation, will you, the members and friends of this congregation, gathered in witness, speaking both for yourselves and for those who are not here, promise your support to these children and their parents? Do you promise to listen to them, to respect their voices and ideas, and to grow with them as they are and as they are becoming? Recognizing that it takes overlapping communities of love to help raise our children, do you herewith offer your support and presence to these families? If so, please say, we will. We will. Having made these promises, let us bless these children, joining in an act of love and beauty, blessing them with the elements of our common creation, elements lifted up by our ancestors and by the glory of their distinct and beautiful names.
With earth, which is as strong as your growing and developing bodies, we bless you. We place this dirt in your shoes to remind you to play on the earth with joy, to journey gently upon this planet.
I'll just touch it.
To be well rooted in yourself, and whenever you can, to track dirt into the house. Just enough to drive your parents a little batty.
I can just touch your shoe. Excuse me, no dirt. You don't have to have it. All righty. With air, which moves and changes even as you are developing and your passions develop, we bless you. May you always breathe the air of freedom, knowing that you were born free, shall live free, and shall always have freedom. Excuse me.
With fire, which illuminates everything, as does your growing and curious mind, we bless you. May the love of these first people and of this community simmer in your soul and grow into compassion for all people and all living things.
With water. That person right there, shirt only. That face takes time. Don't sprinkle her face. With water, which flows as clearly as your developing spirit, we bless you. May you see clearly and speak truth even when you are afraid. You don't have to get it. Listen, sweetheart. You don't have to have anything you don't want. You have your own body and you get to choose. May you see clearly and speak truth even when you are afraid. May you find your deep inner current of courage, and when life has wounded you, may you feel the tide of the eternal rise to bring you to wholeness again. And with ether, can everyone go like this? With ether, the expanding space between the galaxies, the fertile void out of which all existence emerges, we bless you. May you be at one with the forces that shape, sustain, and reclaim all that was, is, and shall ever be. The silent song at the center of the cosmos. And yes, may the force be with you.
As a token of their dedication, we give these children a rose, a fragrant symbol of beauty, a promise, and love. These roses have no thorns, symbolizing the beauty and the better world we would give to our children if it were in our power. While we know the world is not altogether as lovely as these roses, we hope that these children and youth will learn to recognize the beauty and goodness that do exist, and that they will grow into wisdom and compassion, adding to their own beauty in the world.
Excuse me again. Oh, the bags. Is LT Owen?
Yes.
Owen. MT, are you? Yes. WT. I gotta get behind you again. Yes, you're gonna get a present. Raylan is over here. You're welcome. Zia? Zaya? Zaya. Willow? You should open it. Why not? Life is too short. Jay's.
Oh, Johnson.
You're going to get the last two.
That was supposed to be an S, and that was a 5.
I know. When you get older, your writing gets worse. And now, in the presence of all gathered here, and in the presence of the love that will not let us go, our truest and best means, we dedicate you to the living of a good and graceful life. You are free to be who you are, free to grow into who you shall become, safe in our love and in our care. Be blessed in your words. Be blessed by your good and wonderful names. Be blessed.
And now our wonderful choir will lead us in 2 rounds of the children's blessing. After the first round, all students are welcome to follow me out of the breezeway doors. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
No, we'll stay up here.
Go your way in peace. That's a difficult act to follow, I'll tell you, Reverend Ali.
Is it me?
My goodness, no, it's me.
Oh, it's you
Yeah,
already?
it's. Oh, I'm sorry. You're going to do a pastoral prayer,
I
aren't
mean,
you?
unless you want to pray.
No, that's okay. You have more experience with this than I have. I'm convinced.
Spirit of life and love, spirit of family and friends and congregation, joined in one space, in one place in this moment, filled with love and dedication, we offer our thanks and our praise. We hold in our hearts all that are hurting, all that are questioning, all that are trying, and all that may not feel like they can try any longer. We bring in the fierce resistance of the No King's Day yesterday, where so many of us were. We bring it into this space in our hearts, knowing that we come from a lineage of people who stood in the gap and said no. May we seek to have justice as we need it to be in this world. May we hold each other connected and connecting. May we be the people we so want to be. I pray these things in the name of the Most High. Amen, Ashe, and blessed be.
I've been in this congregation since 2002, and this is my 4th Unitarian Universalist congregation. And one of the reasons I pledge is because I'm a UU, and it's kind of like a reflex. But it goes back further than that. When I got my first job, my dad said, "You're going to set aside some money for the church, aren't you?" And I thought, well, yeah, I guess. So he got me a little metal box, and in the metal box were little labels saying, this was for buying gasoline, and this was for paying for insurance, and this was for giving to the church. And my dad was one of those guys who gave 10% of his income to the church, a tithe. And he just did that. That's what we did in our family, It was a common thing. So when I joined the UU congregation in Cedar Falls back in, about 1980, I guess, I started doing that. I started giving, it wasn't a tithe exactly, but it was a fair percent of my income. And my wife and I decided that that's the thing we should do. So we've continued that tradition. But this year's pledge drive is a little different than the ones we've had in the past few years here. And there's two reasons for that. First of all, what we're doing is we're trying to build for the future. And I think the child dedication was a good example of what we're doing here. We're building for the future, right? These are the people who are going to occupy these seats 10, 15, 20 years from now. And that means that we have to not only prepare for them physically by probably building a larger space, but we also have to prepare for them by expanding our outreach. One of the things we did last year, a few years ago actually, was hire a halftime minister. And Rod Thompson, who did a very good job as a halftime minister, but then we realized we were running a little short. And so we advertised and we got Reverend Bell as a 3/4 time minister. But we realized, and he realizes, that what we really need is a full-time minister. And one of the reasons this pledge campaign exists, when we're calling it Here's to the Next 70 or Here's to Another 70 Years, because this is our 70th anniversary, we need to fill that space. We need to raise enough money to offer Reverend Bell a full-time position because he's needed here, and he knows that. And he has told us that if we can't do that, then after his 2-year contract is up, he will go somewhere else. Well, I certainly don't want that, and I don't think you want that. And so one of the reasons we need to raise more money in this particular pledge campaign is for that reason, to be able to employ a minister full-time. That means additional money. There's another that's a continuing expense, obviously. There's another non-continuing expense that we're trying to fund this year. And that is, we have a grant with the Department of Energy, and we believe that if the Department of Energy actually gives us this grant, we will have about $400,000 to redo the air conditioning systems and the insulation and the windows in most of our buildings on this campus. And that would give us a much better footprint, more ecologically sound, and also save us money in utilities. We have to pay 20% of that grant ourselves. So out of $400,000, that would be $80,000. We have sequestered about $42,000 of that, but that means that this is for an additional $38,000. That's a one-time thing. We won't have that again once we get the grant and pay our section. Nevertheless, that means that this pledge drive is a very special one, and it's one that I'm asking you, because I'm asking myself, to raise your pledge, if you haven't already pledged, or to look at your pledge and say, can I increase it in some fashion? $5 a week, $10 a week, $20 a month. If you can do something like that, we can make our goal. And I'm anxious to see this, not just because I'm the chair of the pledge drive this year, but because it means something to our congregation to do that. So thank you very much for listening. I hope you pledge generously.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Danny Hawkins. Let's see, I'm a 6'2", redheaded white man with a full beard. My pronouns are he, him, dude, bro. Y'all kind of get the picture. I'm wearing a striped shirt, brown khakis, and cool striped shoes. All right? I'm here to speak about giving of gifts, and first off, we'll talk about pledge cards. If there's not a pledge card in the back of your seat in front of you, you can get a pledge card in the lobby. Andrea Dominguez will be happy to help you. As we gather in this sacred space, we are invited to invest in our church mission and shared life. The offering we take today and every Sunday is more than financial support. It's a reflection of our commitment to the community and the values we strive to live out: love, justice, welcome, and care. Our church depends on each of us. Your generosity sustains our worship, programs, partnerships, and ability to grow in faith and service. Whether you make a one-time gift, support today's Change for Change partner, or fulfill your annual pledge, every contribution helps strengthen our community and extend our reach. This quarter, our Change for Change partner is Amador Health Center. Amador Health Center, one of the 5 organizations of the Community of Hope, provides integration, health, wellness, and services to Las Cruces residents. Committed to dignity and care for all, regardless of insurance, background status, and ability to pay, the center helps individuals build stronger lives. Its vision is to bridge a gap between social services and those in need, restoring hope and breaking the cycle of poverty. Through this partnership, we carry our values beyond these walls. You can give online, by mail, or by placing your gift in a basket. Every gift matters, and every gift makes a difference. The offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you so much.
Friends, fellow travelers on this journey of life, good morning. My name is Sam. It's not up there. Yeah, my name is Sam, and I should probably physically describe myself because everyone else did. 6'4", 245 pounds. I'm a cisgendered heterosexual dude. I'm borrowing that from somebody. Anyway, and as far as my physical appearance, I have white hair, which is poofy in the front because I'm trying to conceal the fact that it's receding. And as far as clothing go, I remembered to put pants on this morning, so I'm doing pretty good. Let me begin by telling you a true story. I was told this by a person who's very close and dear to me, who thankfully is not here right now. And with her permission, I'll tell you this story in her voice. I used to teach horseback riding many years ago, which is how I earned a living. Unfortunately, it had been raining for days, turning the horse arena and the grounds into nothing but deep mud. I had to cancel all my classes, so I hadn't taught a single lesson in weeks. No lessons equaled no money, so I was living off what little savings I had. In other words, I was as poor as a church mouse. You see, my mother's birthday was coming up, and I wanted to get something very special for her. My mom and my stepfather, Ollie, had taken us out to dinner to celebrate her birthday. And after eating, we walked by a shop that had on display a particularly gorgeous set of wine glasses. The stem was carved in the shape of a seahorse, and they were made from hand-cut crystal in France. The facets of the glasses caught the light, shattering it into tiny, intense rainbow flashes that danced across the display and onto each other in a just breathtaking display. I thought long and hard, and I went back the next morning and I bought them, all 8 of them. And then I gave them to my mother as a birthday present. She admitted she had also seen them in the shop, and she just loved them. She was blown away that I had gotten them for her. Why did I spend pretty much every last dollar I had? Because that is my philosophy in life. Live like you have abundance, and then you will have abundance. I had nothing to do with that. I think of it. Oh, is everyone good? Did we pay the electric bill? Okay. It is a mindset, not a poverty mindset. I've never understood misers, really, anyway. Years later, she passed away and was cremated. We rented a sailboat on a warm, sunny day and sailed out into the unusually clear blue waters of the ocean. We tossed one of the seahorse wine glasses into the water along with a dozen of her favorite flowers, and then we scattered her ashes. The wine glass sparkled like a diamond as it drifted to the bottom of the sea. Ironically, I ended up inheriting those wine glasses, and I've been sharing them by delighting friends, business associates, and family at dinners and celebrations now for many years. The joy they bring just keeps on going, and by now it's probably touched dozens of lives. I think that the moral of the story is that I would have felt deep regret if I had never bought them for her. If I'd let her birthday go by and I hadn't bought them for her, especially knowing that she loved them, and she thought it was one of the most gorgeous things she'd ever seen. And I think that you live with more regrets for things not done rather than for money you saved, which maybe would be inherited by your children or others. Another way of looking at this is it brought me great joy to give them to her, and it brought great joy for her to receive them. That, in a way, is stepping out of the misery of being poor. It's hard to be positive and confident when you're looking for a job and you're miserable because you're depressed and poor. But if you have an attitude of abundance and generosity and giving, you come across like a happier, more rounded, positive person. It turns out that you can create happiness and you can spread happiness with your generosity, even though somebody who might be more conservative would question your decisions. They might say, well, you should save that money for a carburetor or some such thing. Thinking only of hoarding the money, even probably a more practical choice, ignores the fact that the goblets created a sense of happiness that rejuvenated and created a sense of abundance, in addition to bringing my mother great joy. I never regretted that impractical act of giving, because it was connected to my faith that my financial situation would surely improve at some point. That act of generosity ended up bringing me joy to my mother, to my family, to my friends. I think that giving, even when you have very little, can begin a chain reaction of joy and generosity and prosperity that can last for decades. It was truly a joyful act of generosity. Now that's her story. The story she told me caused me to think a lot lately about the simple and profound act of giving. Not just the big gestures, like the large donation, the expensive gift, but the small daily acts of generosity that we all can access. The helpful hand extended to a neighbor, the anonymous gift of putting a quarter in an expired parking meter, or just sitting, listening to a friend's trouble without judging them. The anonymous act to a complete stranger perhaps being the most profound. We often talk about giving as a spiritual practice, a core tenet of our faith. It connects us to the Unitarian Universalist principle of the inherent worth and dignity of every person. And the seventh, the interconnected web of all existence. But what if the spiritual and scientific are not so separate? What if the feeling of warmth and connection that we get from giving isn't just a metaphor, but a measurable biological response? Here it comes. Sam's going to talk about science. Yes, the power of science. It turns out there is a powerful body of research that supports what our hearts have always known. Scientists call it a helper's high. It's when we perform acts of kindness and generosity, our brains release a cascade of feel-good chemicals, in particular, dopamine, serotonin, and I'm going to try to say this, oxytocin? Oxytocin? Did I get that right? There's some scientists in the house, aren't there? Oxytocin in particular is a hormone associated with bonding and love. It's the same chemical released when we hug a loved one or a pet. Its presence helps lower blood pressure and reduce stress. Giving literally makes us healthier, happy people. Think of it this way. When you feel a sense of connection to somebody or something, a friend in need, a community project, or even a rescue animal, that connection isn't just an idea. It's literally a chemical and neurological reality that changes your body and your spirit. It's the brain's way of rewarding us for reaching out to each other, strengthening the bonds that hold our communities together. This connection isn't limited to human interactions. As Unitarian Universalists, we believe in the web of interdependence, and it extends to all things. Now, I'm an animal lover, and I'm particularly fond of wolves, so I'll use this as an example. The wolf pack. I'm always fascinated by their social structure, the way they work together. Each wolf has a role, and they give to the pack in their own way, sharing food, protecting the young, making and protecting territory, scouting for dinner. Their survival depends on this generosity, but the powerful reminder that giving is not an act of weakness, but a source of collective strength. Here's a quote. "For the strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack." That's a well-known quote, comes from the poem The Law of the Jungle by Rudyard Kipling. Thank you. See? Community. And it's from his collection of stories, The Second Jungle Book, published in 1895. The quote perfectly encapsulates the themes of teamwork and community that are so important to the Wolf family and his stories. And yes, just participating in a group, like you're doing right now, is a kind of generosity. When we give, we're not just helping others, we're enforcing our own place in the interconnected web. The stronger the web, due in part to your generosity, the stronger we become. We move from a state of scarcity to a state of abundance. We are saying with our actions, I have enough, and I have enough to share, and we're in this together. This is the spiritual benefit, the transformation from a single me to the collective we. It's a feeling that I imagine many of you have, especially those, and I know there are a lot of you here, who are in public service, teachers and such. That feeling that we get when we give without expectation of return, and the profound satisfaction of seeing the benefit of our giving. Yes, we're stronger when we work together, and our load becomes lighter. So this week, I invite you to consider your own giving. Everything from making a generous pledge to this, our spiritual home, or to something as simple as offering a smile to a harried cashier, letting somebody go ahead of you in traffic, approaching a member of this church who you don't know and making a connection, or taking a few minutes to truly listen to a friend without interruption. These small acts is each a gift of spirit and also a gift of your own body and mind. Now is the time, the best time, to be impractically generous. Before we have time to talk ourselves out of it, let us pledge an impractically generous amount to this church for our personal benefit and for the benefit of those sitting next to you right now, to assure that our church will be here for another 70 years and maybe even longer. When we leave this humble sanctuary after this service, let us carry this spirit of joyful generosity and giving with us. For in giving, we don't just find purpose, we find ourselves. And we find our place in this beautiful, complex, generous web of life. May it be so. Oops.
Buenos dias. I'm going to interrupt that, but you hang on to those thoughts. But I'm going to interrupt. My name is Jan Thompson. My pronouns are she, her, a, whatever you want. And I am an old, short, white woman, lesbian. And today I'm wearing a long sleeve white blouse with my red vest and black pants. And I want to invite you to engage with this congregation in whatever way you can. Sometimes it's to do work. We have committees that are looking for members. Finance, membership, social justice, you could do any of those things, but also, or just offer to be a greeter. But also we have fun things. And one of the fun things is going to happen this afternoon. Right after this church service, we're going out to toward the mountains, toward Dripping Springs, for a picnic at Cueva Pavilion, the Cueva Cave up there. So you're going to have a good time. If you didn't make your reservation, I know most of you did, and you've already paid, but even if you didn't, you're welcome to come out. You can pay the $5 when you get there, and join us and get to know people a little better. Also, now, sometimes we do some learning things. And so next, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, we're going to have another roundtable. And the roundtable, the topic is the impact of incarceration and detention on children and families. And it's being presented by our very own Dr. Lisa Peterson, who is a licensed psychologist and teaches some of this stuff. And she's done a lot of research and study, particularly with regard to deportations and how that affects the family. But she also has reviewed the literature and knows a lot about the effects of incarceration. So I hope you will come to that. It is at 6:30. That time didn't get into the announcements. I'm sorry about that. 6:30, and it's going to be in the sanctuary because our attendance at roundtables has been sufficient to warrant coming in here, where we have better technology and can use hand mics and sorts of things. So I'm really very pleased, and Elisa Sanchez, my coordinator for roundtables, we're very happy that this has taken off. This has become really something, and we get a lot of people from the community. Invite your neighbors to come, you know. This is a topic that I think a lot of people would be interested in, and we'll have the room for them. So, and then one other thing, it's not until November, but ever since my partner and I moved to Las Cruces, leaving our family and friends back in Detroit, we didn't want to do Thanksgiving ourselves. That's a lot of work for just a few people. So we asked the church if we could use the church facilities and invite all of our friends and family, church family, to come and join us. And it's been very well received. And each year it grows. We had about 50 people last year, and I hope we'll have even more. Right now I have 13 reservations. But please do me the favor of making a reservation with me so I know how much I need to purchase. And let me know what you're going to bring, because, you know, if you say, I'll bring mashed potatoes and gravy, well, we already have 3 of those, you know. So how about if you bring a dessert or whatever? So, so be thinking about what you would be able to offer to share. There's always more food than any reasonable number of people can consume. Okay, that's it for me.
And now for the closing hymn, would you all please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing number 52, In Sweet Fields of Autumn. And the lyrics should be on the screen.
In sweet fields of autumn, the gold grain is falling, the white clouds drift lonely, the wild swan is calling, alas.
We doing it? Awesome. So I wanted to say that something you heard today in service was hard to hear, I bet. That in 2 years I may be leaving, right? And that was a difficult thing to hear. And I couldn't be a good minister if I didn't address that pastorally. So I love this congregation so fully with all of my heart. And I am just a human here being and doing and surviving, and I have a family, right? So I want you to know that if things don't work out, if we can't raise enough money, if any of those things happen, it has nothing to do with who you are or who this church is, and it has everything to do with economics, okay? So I don't want you to internalize, if I don't do this, then Reverend Ali won't be here and it's somehow my fault. That's not the message I believe Charlie was trying to bring. What I do want you to internalize is that we have abundance in ways that we don't ever really know until we start to integrate abundance, right? So if that abundance works and it brings us together for a very long time, I would be so deeply grateful. And if it doesn't reflect on who you are as a community. It doesn't reflect on how I feel about you. And this community will continue because, as you know, we as ministers, we come and go, right? It's not about me, really. It's about you and what you want for your congregation. All right? All right.
Those were the words of Reverend Ali. These words are by Sarah Moores Campbell. We receive fragments of holiness, glimpses of eternity, brief moments of insight. Let us gather them up for the precious gifts that they are, and renewed by their grace, move boldly into the unknown.
Please join me as we extinguish the flame. The words will be on the screen. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.